Hey guys, so last night on Snapchat I asked you what type of looks you would want to see. Most requested look was a quick, easy, natural, somewhat beginner's makeup look. So this is what I came up with. This is really my go-to look if I have somewhere to be and I don't have any time to really fiddle fart with colors and figure out combos and things like that. I know it works. These colors work well for everyone. If you can grasp the techniques in this video, you can really move forward with trying tons of other techniques. It's relatively minimal and you should be able to complete it in less than 10 minutes once you get the hang of it. So leave me comments below on what you think. Take pictures, tag me on Instagram and Snapchat so I can see. Guys. So I'm starting with combing out my brow. And I'm going to use a 263 brush to fill them in. And some really dry as shit Anastasia Beverly Hills brow gel in taupe. What I'm doing is I'm going to spray my brush with some Fix Plus and kind of smoosh it around into the cap to just help loosen it up a little bit because it is really dry and old. And then I'm just gonna lightly fill in my brows. Now I'm gonna do a brow video in the future to really dive in to like different shapes and techniques and like what does each technique like mean? What do different fillers do? Like what would be the effect of pencil versus gel versus shadow? But for now, I'm just gonna fill them in lightly. My biggest advice with brows, in terms of what you use to fill it, less is more. Because child, I have been a victim of some sorry brows. Okay, I feel like it's like a rite of passage at some point. Anybody who's into makeup goes through a stage where their brows are just too much. Too much. I was looking back at some pictures yesterday and I was like, oh! God bless America. Why did nobody stop me? I'm gonna take a Prep and Prime highlighter. This is light. And I'll get just whatever is left over on the brush tip with a concealer brush. And going underneath the brow with that. My foundation today, this is a BB, oh there's hair. There's hair in everything I own. This is a BB cream from MAC in medium. I'm going to be using this as my foundation. So what I'm going to do is take the same concealer brush and put that on top of the brow. Don't take your concealer above the brow because you're going to be too highlighted. And basically when you highlight something, it stands out. So if you're going to highlight the top of the brow, you're making your forehead look bigger. And I mean, unless you're into that. Prime your eyes with a paint pot. This is soft ochre. You can use a colorless primer. Personally, I don't care for those. I like one that has a tint so it masks the natural color of the eyelid because your skin on your eyelid is really thin. Naturally, it's gonna have like a gray or a pink or a purple or even a blue undertone to it because the skin is very thin and delicate and you can see like little veins. So if you get a tinted primer, it's gonna help cancel that out so you have a nice even canvas to work with for shadow, as opposed to a colorless primer, which isn't really gonna do much for you besides help your eyeshadow not crease. That on, gonna pop some Pussy now. As always, bisque in the upper outer crease. Like I say, usually in the videos, you could use a foundation powder that is just a shade darker than your skin, very subtle. This is a 224 brush. The cool thing about an eyeshadow look like this is it does not have to be perfect. It should be easy. It doesn't matter if the colors are perfectly smooth. You just want a little bit of shape. This is now with the same 224 brush, soft brown. Again, into the crease. And then I'm going to go into a smaller brush just for a little bit more depth, and this is Cork. I'm gonna go just on the outer sort of V area of the eye. Across the lid, I'm gonna take Yogurt. This is a pale, dusty pink with a 239 brush. Pat that across the lid. And then because I want this to be easy and okay, if you make some errors, take your 224 brush and honey, just brush it all together. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom, baby. I just realized how uneven my eyebrows are. After all that talk, I'm going to take a 263 brush, the same one that I use for my brows. Give it a little mist with some Fix Plus. Don't soak it. Just give it a little spray. And embark. And that's going to be my eyeliner. And taking my brush, working with the angle, not against. And then I'm going to connect it. So don't be afraid to turn your brush at different angles to get it to perform the way you want it to. The mascara on the top. I'll do mascara on the bottom too, but I like to do that once the makeup is finished. I've already primed, moisturized, and all that stuff. Skincare is really, really, really important. People don't focus enough on it. So my theory is if you take good care of your skin, you're gonna need to wear less makeup on your face. So even if you're in a hurry, even if you're running late, if you have the time to put on foundation, you have the time to put on some moisturizer. So today I did a generous spray of Fix Plus all over my face. Let it sit in. I also like to use the Fix Plus throughout the makeup process. So in between layers, mist your brush as you're applying, and even after you're done, it's gonna help lock in moisture, and moisture is your friend. Even if you're oily, in moderation, moisture is your friend. Then Prep and Prime Moisture Infusion. I have dry skin, so this is also gonna help lock moisture into the top and under layers of the skin. And then around my eye, I did Lightful C Vibrancy Eye, which is gonna help light discoloration around the eye areas. Like I said earlier, BB cream in medium for my foundation today. And I'm gonna be using a 170 brush, and then we're just going to dab her on the brush and then pat onto the skin. A thin layer is definitely what you wanna go for here. You really don't want to build this up. It can become a little thick on the skin, and while it is thick, you're still not gonna see a whole lot of coverage. It just sort of builds texture wise, and I'm gonna really press it into my skin so it looks like skin and not like a thick layer of foundation. So until that sort of darkens, I am gonna pull this down on my neck. Oh, this is flattering. I look like a thumb. I'm gonna take the same Prep and Prime highlighter that I used under my brow, and I'm just gonna do a few light stripes under the eye area. Less is more. So full coverage. Okay, here's my spiel on full coverage. It sounds good, right? Full coverage. No ma'am. Not everybody needs full coverage, just like not everybody needs a push-up bra. So it sounds good. It's not always necessary. So the under eye area is thin, it's fragile. You put too much on it, it's like it weighs it down, it becomes crepey. Again, less is more, thin layers. Focus more on finding the right color, whether that's shade of concealer or shade of color corrector, and layering proper skincare underneath of it instead of just slapping one thick coat under the eyes. And this is my new fave, Sonia 170. Again, same tapping, I'm not scooping it up. And we're just gonna dab, gradually pull it down, and then I'm tapping under the cheekbone and give a little contour. Again, really working that tapping motion, because as you wipe, you remove layers instead of build. And I've been rambling for quite some time, but I'm gonna be honest, if you practice this look a few times, you should be able to bust it out in like 10 minutes. This is really like an easy, quick, on-the-go makeup. Put some powder all over. My friend Anne, if you follow her, her name's Damn It Anne on Instagram, and I think Damn That Anne on YouTube. you, my boo. She usually comments dirty, inappropriate things on my videos, and so that's why I'm tight. This powder she recommended that I try. It smells like a grandmother's douche bag, but it performs so well. A little bit of it out into the cap, and I'm just using the puff that it came with. And tapping that on only where, well, it kind of looks like I'm doing it all over, but I'm kind of trying to keep it in the center of the face. I'm gonna fold the puff around my finger and set my under eye concealer with that. My blush will be Tarte Stellar. I like this color, it's really just neutral. There's little chunks of sparkle in it, but it doesn't really go on sparkly. Tap around, cheek. Here's my spiel on highlighters. And if you follow me on Snapchat, you may have already heard this. Are you ready for your mind to be blown? Are you ready? Brace yourselves. A highlighter is nothing more than a giant eyeshadow. Stop it. What? Yes, it is. I'm sorry to break it to you, friends. You're basically paying $40 or however much these highlighters are for an eyeshadow that's the size of your fist. When are you going to use that much? Don't answer that question, because if you're ever going to use all of that, then you have problems. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. One more spritz, because I'm dry as a bone. And there she is. Thanks for watching. I'm sure I seemed slightly panicked in this video because I'm kind of rushing. So apologies, but I wanted to get it done. This time next week, I will be in Ocean City, Maryland visiting my family, so I wanted to get one more video out to you guys before I dip out. Tampa is hot as balls right now, and it's raining and gross, and I cannot wait to be at the beach with my family doing beer bongs like I'm 18 years old. So enjoy next week. If you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff, I'm sure you'll see tons of fun shenanigans. And if you're not, then you should. Okay, bye!
Lindsay, is that the whole beer? Jesus Christ.